The market is looking super soft right now because it has a lot of overhead resistance, but SoFi, that is looking super hard. Let's take a look at SoFi, right? It's up. How much is it up to today? Almost 5% today after being up around 7% just on Friday. SoFi is looking super extremely bullish. Now, should you be investing in SoFi right now? That's a great question. I invested on SoFi on this candle right here. I got out right here following my plan because it closed under the 10 EMA. And ever since that point, it's been going up. That's just how it goes, right? Everything always goes up after you close it. I got to tell you, I know you've probably been in that situation before, but this is a great trading lesson that I want to teach you real quick because we can't control what happens with the stock when we're in it. And we certainly can't control what happens when we get out of it. I'm looking for a slide right here. So the reason I got out, right? I got in and it came down and I knew I had to get out. No matter what, I had to get out following my plan. Had I held on to it, it could have gone up like this, but it also could have gone down just like this. So remember, you've got to have a plan in place. Don't Monday morning quarterback it. The only thing you can do is follow your plan. Treat your investing as if you were a fund manager. A fund manager is not going to sit there on Monday morning and be like, oh man, I messed up. I should have done this or that. No, no, no. A fund manager knows exactly where they're going to get in and exactly where they're going to get out. And they are going to have their style of trading using Outlier called the golden ticket trading strategy. So, what is the market telling us, right? Let's take a look at what the market's saying. SoFi may be strong, the market may be weak. Let's go look at it. So, we had new all time highs hit intraday on the SPY. However, we're not seeing a lot of strength right here for that. We're not seeing strength for that. Now, why is that? We have a lot of trapped buyers on this candle right here, August 14th. A lot of people got excited, bought the market, and now there is a strong overhead resistance right here. Am I calling for a crash? No. But I did see one, two, three closes under the short term moving average. A huge move up, a huge, very emotional, in my opinion, move back up and right into resistance. So it's not a surprise that it's acting just like this. So let's take a look into the SPY itself. The SPY still has actually got a buy signal as of today. The SPY market breadth has been growing like crazy. More and more buy signals, more and more uptrends. So market breadth is looking super sharp. The trend is looking sharp, and the signal's looking sharp. So even though it does have that overhead resistance, it's 3 for 3 on the market. I can't complain about that. Let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Christopher Ewell. I am just a random guy on the internet. Don't listen to anything that I have to say. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where outliers like us save time, make money, and start with less risk together as a team. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's take a look at the sectors. Right, what are the sectors telling us? So if we jump into the market breadth, you can see over. Actually, let me go back to full stocks. And let me run VacLab's bookmarklet, which this probably will not work after next week because Outlier 4.0 is coming out and a lot's going to be changing, including the data scraping. So I'm just putting that out there. It may not work after then. But in the meantime, let's enjoy it. I know for sure I did send this to Mahesh, our CEO, saying, hey, you know what? We should probably make our market breadth page look like this because boy, is this useful. Boy, is this useful. What this is saying is that we are getting more and more uptrends, less and less downtrends. We have the bullish crossover on the market, okay, that we talked about earlier, a number of buy signals. And that is true across every sector. Every single sector has more uptrends than downtrends. Every sector is growing in their breadth, and only one is moving down in its fear and greed heat map. This is a very bullish sign, a very, very, very bullish sign if it holds. If it holds. So, for example, let's jump into the financials since SoFi is a financial stock. Getting more and more greedy. Got that crossover here on buy signals and more uptrends, less downtrends. That's exactly what you would want to see in a sector. But one thing that would give me concern and has given me concern, and we just before we went live here talked about how important it is to watch the fear and greed on the market. Watching the fear and greed on the market is a lot bigger deal than you think it is. So it is at 75.90. This is a very overheated market right here. At 75.90, one thing that we have found back testing is that once it reaches over 70, then the buy and sell signals get a lot harder to make money on. Why would that be? Because you've got all the buyers in there already, right? It would be overbought is a great way to look at it. And so right now, I still consider the market overbought. but the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. All I'm going to do is continue to follow my plan. Let's jump into SoFi over here. Let's take a look at that. And then we will look at several of the new buy signals that came today. I'm sure you guys want to take a look at those. So SoFi got a buy signal as of today, Monday, August 25th. It's got its trend that's bullish. It's getting more greedy. It was getting more fearful, but now it's starting to push up more greedy. Remember, the financials is getting more and more greedy, and the financial breadth is looking good. This is a 9 for 9 strong buy out of me. This is a 9 out of 9 strong buy for Chris. I'm being 100% transparent with you. This looks brilliant. The only thing that would give me reservation right here is the fact that the market is showing an overbought condition. So I won't be trading it today. I've been doing a ton of back testing, getting ready for the launch of OVTLYR 4.0. But let's take a look at some of these that pulled through today. New buy signals like Alcoa, like Amcor, like Amazon, like Alibaba, and Baidu. Let's take a look at those. How's that sound? So Alcoa, this is in the material sector. More uptrends, less downtrends, more buy signals. That looks sharp. It's getting more and more greedy in the sector. Buy signal, 10 over 20, price over 50, and the stock is getting more greedy. So this is off to a great start. Let's go look at it. This is a great place to be. Don't be scared on big candles like this. Don't be scared on big candles like this. Know where you're going to get out, and then just follow that plan. Whatever that plan happens to be, don't set any expectations. Don't put any hopes and prayers and dreams on the line. Just have calculated risk, and if it works, by all means, that's awesome. If it doesn't, that's also awesome. The objective is to act like a fund manager and follow a predefined plan. So that one looks sharp, sharp as could be, sharp as attack. Let's go to the next one. Amcar. What is Amcar? AMKR. Amcor Technology Inc. is the world's largest U.S. headquartered OSAT, outsourced semiconductor assembly and test service provider. I didn't know that. How about that? So in the tech sector, we got a bullish crossover, more uptrends, less downtrends, getting more greedy. The stock itself getting more greedy, super high though, around 76. Buy signal and AMKR. Oh, we do have an overhead order block right here. Now, my rule of thumb is 2%. It certainly looks like it's got within 2% here. Yeah, it's about 1% up to that order block. That would be a no trade signal for Chris. That would be a no trade signal for Chris, because right here, this is trapped buyers. And if you want to see what an outlier block looks like that worked, let's look at AMD. Boy, did I get all the hate from the AMD bros about, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about, when I was warning them there's a huge overhead resistance right here. What happened? Big move down. Big, ugly, nasty move down. So Amcor is one that Chris would not be willing to take any risk on. Let's go to the next one here. Amazon. This is in the discretionary sector. I have multiple Amazon packages on my desk right now. So on my front porch right now. So I know they are getting plenty of money from people like me. It's got more buy signals in the sector, more uptrends, less downtrends. It's getting more greedy in the sector. The stock itself is moving slightly higher on the fear and greed scale with the buy signal today. Let's go look at Amazon. Oof, another area of huge resistance right here. This is not something that Chris would be willing to buy. I'm telling you for sure, I would not be looking to buy anything right here. Let's see. Charlotte says, why is overbought a bad thing? It sounds like it should be good. Let's take a look at one of my very favorite slides here. Charlotte. So that's the technical term that a lot of people like to throw around, is overbought and oversold. So because we are so high up on the fear and greed scale on the market, we're really following up in this area right here, the thrill, euphoria, complacency section of the market. At some point in time, people are going to start to be less greedy, and they're going to start to be more fearful. And then they're going to start screaming, sell, sell, sell. So market breadth is going to mirror your market cycle. And this is what it looks like when it happens. This is exactly what it looks like when it happens. And we've seen it time and time and time again. Does that mean price has to like absolutely collapse and be a huge crash? No. But people are going to be disinterested in the market. When they become disinterested, they're going to start to sell. They're going to take their profits. They're going to start being scared. And that's going to push prices down even further. Our goal is to ride up the market cycle and not be caught out at the top of the market cycle? Great question there from Charlotte. So let's move on to the next one. Amazon looks pretty brutal right there. Alibaba, discretionary, looking great on the sector. It's hit a bottom and it's starting to push back up on the fear and greed in that particular stock with a buy signal. 10 over 20, price over 50. Let's go look at Alibaba here. And 10 over 20, price over 50. No order blocks in your way. A nice big gap up. One thing I want you to keep in mind, and we can use this as a great example of a gap and crap. So a gap and crap is when a stock gaps up and then it fails the gap. So the way that I measure that is put a line at the bottom of the wick on that candle. So the bottom of that one was at 125.08. 25.08, it's right here. If you see any close below the gap candle, that's a gap and crap. That's a get out of the way. That's a get out of the way. A gap and go is like what happened with Palantir, right? It gapped up on earnings and it went. It went. That's beautiful. You can make a ton of money. A ton of money. Get the OVTLYR sell signal that happened right here and be out of the way when it does something like this. So Alibaba, I mean, it actually looks really good. But watch out for a gap and crap because it just had one, right? If I were to do that today, I would put it at the bottom of this candle right here at 124.51. Does have earnings, so just be aware that earnings can do anything. Earnings can go crazy up and crazy down. Let's go to the next one. Baidu. Communications sector. Communications sector also looks super strong in the sector. More greed, buy signal. And let's go to Baidu. Okay, again, another gap up. Watch for this. Watch for a close underneath that candle. A close underneath here, 91.72, is a no-go zone for me. That is an immediate, I gotta close. It looks really, really bad. Justin says, why do I feel like we're close to the sell phase? Well, honestly, I feel the same way, dude. When the market gets, well, when any stock gets super greedy or super fearful, you got to be looking for those turns. And when the market has been at that level for pushing 2 entire months now, I don't know when it's going to happen, but boy, I tell you what, this makes Chris a nervous boy. It went over 70 on July 10th. July 10th. We're nearly 2 months after that point, and it's been holding up at this level for a long time. If we look at it, truly, the market's kind of gone sideways since then, hasn't it? See July 10th to here. I'm curious now. July 10th. It's definitely gone up. It's definitely gone up. I won't say that's gone sideways. How much has it gone up? 3%. So big picture wise, yeah, I think we could be close to that point. But always, of course, go with the data because you can make a ton of data. You can make a ton of money in the meantime. Zach has a question. Not really, Chris, just anyone. If overhead order blocks work so well because people who are in want to sell at break even, why do support order blocks work? People who don't want to sell, it's people who want to gather more. Apple's a great example. It's people who say, when it gets back to this level, give me more. When it gets back to this level, give me more. When it gets back to this level, give me more, right? I mean, this has been a very, very, very strong level of support. Same on Tesla. A very strong level of support here, pushed up, and another strong level of support right here. Tesla may be breaking to new highs today. Keep your eye on that one. So listen, this is fun. This is our first live stream where it's invitation only, and I'm really glad that you all got the invitation because we're going to make this amazing. Thank you so much for coming to today's OVTLYR Trading Room. And if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these 2 buttons, and we'll talk soon.